Okay. Hello and hello, everyone. My name's Sugi Yamagawa, and today on VTubing My Slow Life Hobbies in My 30s, we're making French onion soup over the campfire. It's gonna be a good time. So, I hope everyone's taking care of themselves out there. Doing a reasonable job on my part. Granted, I also did get something really fun in today, which I will actually show tomorrow. And granted, I also have some work to do for tomorrow. But worst come to worst, I can do that tomorrow's stream. So, tonight, we're going to be making French onion soup, because on a previous stream of mine, we basically made dry French onion soup. So, I figured, okay, so if we make like the not liquid version, we should make the liquid version. And that's what we're here to do today. And to accomplish that, beer, go over there. Put you there. Cutting board. Got myself a nice, big, lovely sack of onions. So, we're gonna take this lovely sack of onions and turn it into delicious ingredients for tonight's stream. That's basically the first part. That's the first part of tonight's quote-unquote mission, is prep onions, and Fire's really good at throwing my refuse back at me. But I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. So, cut the end off. Now, this is the thing I have to be really, what's the term? Cognizant of, something along that lines. Basically, meaning being aware. So I normally dice my onions, normally. And for tonight's mission, I need to create rings, essentially. And that's kind of one of the hard parts for me, is when I have to prep my I usually sometimes get a little too caught up in prepping my food, and I prep it the way I normally do versus the way I need to do for the recipe on stream, and I've burnt myself a few times doing that. So, trying to be really aware of what I'm doing here, so that way I don't, repeat yesterday's mistakes. I try not to repeat yesterday's me's mistakes, because, well, it's just downright unideal. Okay. With that, first onion is peeled. Ready for slicing. Let's get to slicing. Because normally, I dice these bad boys. So, going down the slice route is different compared to how I normally prepare onions for a dish. Granted, I don't know how close to the top I can get before I get too close to the top. Yoink. Okay. Now, some biggish plates like that are probably fine. We'll just break this piece here with smaller pieces, because as long as everything ends up in somewhat okay sizes, we should be good. Should be. We'll see. But for the rest of this, we'll just flop to our magic bowl. That can get cut up a little bit more. So, just get those guys in there. And that's first onion done. Here. Okay. Onion number 2. Let this go. So, let's start off by cutting right end, top end. Also, when you throw sometimes throw the onions into the fire, you get a real nice onion smell out of it, which I like. I love the smell of onions. Honestly, I just really like onions. And I know onions are probably not everyone's like forte, but you know what? For me, I love them. I love them. Okay. And let's see here. Yep. That looks reasonably good, reasonably prepped. So we'll just get ourselves some thin rings. While trying to not slice hand. Slicing hand is very unideal. And I think for the end, we'll just cut them into chunks. Because we're going to caramelize these a fair bit, so if they're a bit on the large side, I'm not too worried about that, but we'll see what we get. I've got way too little workspace. Hello from you, found your Stanley number 5 restoration stream. Well, Alex Tape, 1836. Thank you for finding me. But yeah, we're going to work on that tomorrow. Well, mostly work on making the handle. I need to make a handle for that. Because plane's in pretty good shape so far. But I need to make a proper handle if I actually want to do work with it. Because the old handle was cracked in half. And I want to make a new one. So that way I can, like, actually use it, actually really put some force on it. Because it's a number 5, it's a jack plane. It's supposed to be the jack of all trades, and I mean, if I probably wanted to throw just smoothing work at it, I could probably get away with just having a glued together broken handle. But I have another plane that I can just use. Ah, I'm a hand tool woodworker myself. I collect and restore those hand planes too. Ah, okay. Unfortunately, I'm not a dedicated to one style of woodworking type of guy. Whoa, that was a nice snap. I basically use whatever tool I think is a good tool to get the job done. It is the camp I fall into. And a lot of these hand planes I've worked on have been hand planes I picked up from my grandfather's auction from when he passed. So I've just basically slowly been getting those fixed up and adding those tools into my shop, so that way I have more options when I do stuff. Because I'm very much a fan of options. I am very much a fan of options. Because, I mean, I don't always want to... Because, I mean, I do have big, fancy power tools, but sometimes power tools are a little bit too much tool to get the job done. I use hand tools because I'm in the small. I have no room for power tools. Okay, I mean, I feel that to a limited extent. I mean, I'm a filthy suburbanite, so I pretty much do everything on my garage, which is 300 square feet. So I have room for because my main planer is the DeWalt. I think it's the DeWalt 635, which is like the 13-inch one, which like every other person on the YouTube app has. And I mean, it's good, but it's a whole lot of tool. So I've just been building out my options sheet. Man, that's the thing I dislike about these onions is I don't get a whole lot of mass once I am at this point to take slices off. So these are gonna just get sliced up into bits that are of, I would say, reasonable size. But yeah, just because you're in an apartment doesn't mean you can't do stuff. I mean, the whole big point of a lot of my woodworking things is I kind of just want to talk about and showcase the hobby from someone who's just a hobbyist. Because I mean, the thing is, most of woodworking YouTube is just professional guys in professional shops, not hobbyist woodworkers. Not too many of the hobbyist woodworkers, or at least in terms of vibe. Granted, I will say one notable exception would probably be Steve Ramsby's Woodworking for Mere Mortals channel. I really like his channel because he makes the hobby seem a lot more approachable than other people do. Let's see. A lot of these have had really thin, papery skins. Okay, let's see. How much of this kind of gets peel off? I'm a complete beginner, so I'll be streaming my entire journey eventually. Ah, okay, cool. Nice. We definitely need a lot more guys who are just trying to figure it out and get to a good spot with things in the hobby. And also another thing I want to do is I also want to I personally recommend Rex Cougar's Woodwork for Human series. Okay. I do watch Rex Cougar's work. And I do like him as a woodworking. He makes it approachable, but he's also... He makes it approachable, but you can also... I mean, he's still very much a professional. He does it for a job. There's not a lot of hobbyist tier. Now, if I was pressed to name my favorite woodworker on the YouTube, it would be an individual by the name of Tokyo Llama. And essentially what he's doing is his woodworking is literally just him working on his house. So he's an Australian guy who's bought one of those Japanese abandoned houses, and all his woodworking is just him working on his house. And he's probably my favorite woodworker on this site. just because of how approachable he is. I'm really starting to fill this bowl up with onions, and that's concerning me. Especially concerning the fact that I have really I might overfill my pot. That is not desirable. But I can work with it. But yeah, hello, Mr. Spock. Hope you're having a good day. Man, these are definitely some good sweet onions, though. Tuck. Okay. Slice. Slice. Okay. And continue to repeat my success with these guys. Brandon, how much work am I willing to put into this? I'm getting small peels. I don't like it when I get small peels. It takes forever when you just get small peels off onions. Sometimes that first layer won't be as dry, because when it's dry it tends to come off in small pieces. Just a little bit more wet and fresh. It peels a lot more like this, but that's because I also took a layer off that has a little bit of chunk to it. Granted, I took off the layer that had a little bit of chunk to it because, well, my bowl's getting very full. Ooh! Personally, I have all kinds of crazy harebrained woodworking ideas. Nice. Yep, good day. Nice. We do appreciate crazy harebrained ideas. Or at least I do. I have a couple of crazy ideas, and then there's also actually more somewhat reasonable ideas. Wait. Oh, the paper's all gone. And good evening, Dad's old shop. Go away. I gotta say, what's probably Cougar rocks. Yes. We do like that filler around here. Granted, I will say I think the forefront of my crazy harebrained woodworking plans is to someday I would really want to build a trebuchet. Someday. I would love to build a medieval siege engine on stream someday. Which I think that's kind of one of my more crazy ideas. At least as far as stuff I want to do. Granted, at some point I do want to get into doing woodworking with species of wood that most people wouldn't technically use, because, well, I actually have a little bit of a forestry background. So I know far more about wood than the average human being, or even probably the average woodworker. So I would kind of like to get my hands on some really off species for North America and work with those. My problem is I want to go big and detailed immediately before I even really know how to do projects. Ah, yeah. Yep. Honestly, the best thing you can do for yourself is start small. Because the thing is, if you make a mistake on a small piece of wood, it's a mistake on a small piece of wood versus large pieces of wood. Trucks. One of my first woodworking projects. Granted, this barely even counts as a woodworking project. Is I took some old. They were 2x3 rails for some fencing that I had that fell down, but I saved the material. And I basically cut them into lengths like this. And I took 3 pieces, and I put one flat, the 3-inch side facing down like this. And I put the 2 other pieces on either side of that. and then I nailed them together on the floor of my garage to basically make a U shape out of these 3 pieces of wood. And what I used those for were as basically holders for my adjustable dumbbells in my living room, because I had like a small bookcase that was like a little bit less than waist high, and I wanted to have like dumbbell holders so that way I could walk up to the bookcase and just pick up my dumbbells and then do whatever exercises. I try to start small, but my brain wants the satisfaction of the big project immediately. Also, another thing with me and like big projects is I like the idea of like working up. If it works, it works. Yeah. Like, for me, if I were to like accomplish some of my bigger goals immediately, that's like less stuff for me to look forward to. Whereas I like the idea of like taking care of smaller stuff or building things that help me build the next thing. I think my first big woodworking project was that Rex Cougar English jointer's bench. Yeah, and I think my first big project, granted my first big project was also pretty done early on, and that was doing my barn doors for my water heater area, my utility room area. Granted, I literally just built those with a circular saw. I built them with a circular saw, a hammer, and nails. So I had to use lag screw hardware for that came with like the barn door kit, but like I mean, as far as like actually building the wooden doors themselves, like it was literally all nails. And it was very simple. I mean, at the end, and I actually simplified the design just to make my life easier because I had limited tools and limited experience at the time. Because I built that back in 2020 was when I built it. Okay. So I'm going to want my cutting board's going to be useful at some point. I don't think you have enough onions. Cut up 5 to 6 more. Okay, here's the thing. Here's my bowl of onions, which technically this is actually less than the recipe link down below. And this is the original. This is my pot. Now, technically, I do have more onions, but they're red onions. This is the end of my sweet onions, because I think I diced up 5. Man, COVID was a great time for woodworking. Tools were cheaper, lumber was cheaper, had more time. I mean, that's for other reasons. I mean, the thing is, COVID was great for hobbies. It was a fabulous hobby time. I mean, so there's a bit of a dark side to the barn door project, and the dark side of the barn door project was that project was supposed to be my dad's Christmas gift for the year 2019. And I procrastinated on that project for a really long time. And then we got the cancer diagnosis that he had cancer. And I'm like, okay, well, Dad has cancer. He's going to be dead soon. Which, I mean, I was right on that. Because he was going to be dead in, like, I think it was like less than 8 weeks after we got the diagnosis that he had cancer. So he eventually, I hoofed it on getting material. Like, he saw the material. He saw me bring home the material, and then a few weeks later, he passed away. And then during COVID and having all that free time, I'm just like, man, I'm tired of looking at this material. I need to just build this project. But yeah, yeah, it's hard to be a little bit dark there, but that's just kind of the reality of the situation. I originally meant that for him, and well, he didn't get to see it, but honestly, that's on him because I warned him about. Oh, don't worry about that. Like, not the kind of be, not the be too weird. I really don't like the word "sorry for your loss" because I heard those words so many times because I also oversaw the estate and all that. So I was like, ain't that the way it is? My dad died like 3 days after we made plans to go on vacation. Oh man, dang it, that sucks. I mean, at least in my situation, it was like there was plenty of writing on the wall. Like I knew his health was declining, and also I'm kind of, granted, also speaking of COVID, I'm genuinely glad he passed before COVID happened because he smoked a lot and he died of lung cancer. And I would feel so many kinds of bad because I lived with him if I brought COVID home during those times. But he passed before those times, and I'm sure he would have also had a lot of words about things that were done during those times. Mostly the staying home part. Because he was a truck driver by job. Okay, so I have insufficient space in this guy for this French onion soup. I underestimated it, but you know what? That's what. Whoa. Don't shift. Oh, that's what shifted. Okay. Gosh! Goodness gracious! This thing is way too damn heavy. Way too damn heavy. But I have it. Sure. I think this thing will fit these things. I think they will fit in there, and also plus with other room. Now, granted, I do have a little bit warm of a fire, and I also have more important issues. I don't have any beer. I need to fix my problems, man. It's cast iron. What do you expect? Well, I know it's cast iron. I know it's heavy. It's just the thing with me is sometimes I'm grabbing things from a distance. Like I'm kind of like really reaching out and trying to really pull on something, and that's when I'm like, oh dear gosh, this is heavy. Because I'm a little bit limited on space here. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Sure. Is it? Yeah. This is all I got. Okay. I'm just giving you a hard time. Well, guess what? I'm a streamer. I'm supposed to be given a hard time. That's how this works, right? Ooh, look at those coals. Oh, yeah, look at them coals. Those are some good coals. That will make good food. That'll make some good food. So we'll roll another first piece of rebar. Get our second piece of rebar here. Can I hook you? Please and thank you. There we go. There we go. You know what? That's not going to work out. Well, it's not going to work out if I did it the way I originally intended. Woo. Hector's getting a treat tonight. Ooh. Oh, man. He's waiting patiently. Oh, man. Yeah, he's going to wait patiently for that. That's some good food there. That cat better be patient for that good food. I mean, I'm going to have good food, too. So. Will be a little... Now, this is kind of one of the issues with just going with the cast iron, is it has legs and does not like to sit pretty. I'm going to make it sit pretty, because I'm an authority figure around here. Butter! Now, if only I had toast. Then I could be butter toast. There we go. Nice. So, we're going to let the cast iron heat up a little bit. Then I'm going to throw some butter into it. That recipe is pretty traditional. It looks like it'll be good. I am very sure it's going to be good. It's just I will not be broiling the toppings on top of it. I'm just going to make the soup, and then once I scoop the soup into my serving bowl, I'm going to put my slice of cheese on top, and then I'll have the soup with a little bit of bread. So, manipulator. You have a weed bird. Damn it. That's a little tough. You can't be bringing up these points at this juncture, because if I thought of that beforehand, I could prep that. It would be funny to bring the weed burner out and use it to cook some food. That would be downright hilarious. And also lots of butter, because butter's good. Butter's good for you. And if anyone says butter's not good for you, then they're wrong. One day they can be a business expense. And that's the true dream of being a VTuber and a streamer, is writing off the things you wish to buy anyway as a business expense. Granted, unfortunately, I've had enough sort of issues with the tax man, so I'm not going to be playing any dangerous games with the tax guy. I don't want to play any dangerous games with the tax guy. But once I see that butter fully melt, I'm going to start chucking onions in there. Brand's actually melting pretty slowly. I think I'm crank up the heat. We'll crank up that heat a little bit. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, here's the thing. Just because the IRS might be a little underfunded doesn't mean you can take too much advantage of that. So my butter is almost 100% melted. And we're going to start. Now we're just going to chuck some onion chunks in there. Just to get the onion party started. Woo, onion party. And then once we got the onion party started, you can just give it a good mix. And then we'll just keep tossing onions in here, because this recipe wants us to caramelize all these onions. You got any idea how much work it is to caramelize onions? It is a lot of work to properly caramelize onions. So we're just gonna get these cooked like really well and thoroughly, and go from there. Goodness gracious. Chunky, yes. Can I do something about it? Also, yes. Well, actually, I could do something about it if I found a knife. Knife. There we go. Smaller chunks. Reasonable chunks. Workable chunks. And nature, don't get too angry with me. Please don't get too angry with me. Because it's icy rain right now. It's trying to rain. Well, it's trying to do an icy rain thing. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. This thing is like full. Man, I hope these cook down. I really hope these cook down. Granted, it's a pot full of onions, so it's gonna taste good. That's for sure. Okay, wow. That's taken care of. So, with that, it's time to review recipe. So, step 1, caramelize onions in a large, heavy bottom stock pot. I probably should have brought a bigger stock pot to this. Add onions, saute well for about 30 minutes until caramelized. Initially stirring every 3 to 5 minutes, then about once a minute near the end of caramelization to prevent burning. Add the garlic. I don't have garlic. Not around me. It's in the downstairs fridge, but okay. I forgot to grab the garlic. But that's fine. Because we gotta cook this for like 20 minutes before we need to worry about garlic, so. And then at that point I can just... Let's give you a nice stir. Just because I don't want to have stuff sitting on the bottom. Because then, if stuff sits on the bottom, it might burn. And burning is bad. Well, burning the food's bad. Burning wood is A-okay. We can burn wood all day long. So, while we let our onions do their cookie thing, we gotta do some prep. Prep. Knife, but different. You see? It has waves like the ocean. So, my local grocer did not have French bread this morning when I went. So, I went to a local bakery and I bought two of these guys, two breads like this for $1. Got some cheap bread. So first off, I'm gonna cut off the end. The end's a sacrifice. And then we're going to make thick rings. That one's a bit thin, but fine. There we go. go. I think for tonight, I'm just going to slice up this one. Just this one bread. 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 And bread. That's quite a bit of bread there. What's that guy say? It's pretty good bread, though. I mean, for this being like 50 cents of bread, that's pretty good 50 cents of bread. Okay. Stir the onions. Please keep reducing onions. Please keep reducing a lot. Okay. Let's see. Can I grab you? Maybe. I failed. I'll be back. I need to rise. Yeah. Right. There we go. There we go. That is another burner. So originally I was wanting to use the Dutch oven to toast these guys. But we're going to use the other... We're going to be using the other pot for toasting. Goodness gracious, this is so much onion. But I have a lot of cooking of the onion to happen before I even... Well, you know what? I could go ahead and just prep. That was loud. That was unnecessarily loud. I apologize. Yeah, don't fall down there. No, bad. Come here, you. But yeah, that's one of the fun things about this is no room whatsoever. But olive oil. Nice little dash of olive oil there. And I'm going to use one of these breads. Just kind of like spread that olive oil around. And once the olive oil is spread around, start grabbing myself little bits of bread and laying them in there. So we got a nice, generous helping of olive oil. Oh man, was not expecting that. Look at that. Look at that. It all fits. Genuinely was not expecting that. But that's good. That's really good. So we got a good little bit of olive oil on there. Then we're gonna hit it with some garlic powder. Nice generous helping of garlic powder. And then that list can go on. And then that hangs out over there. So that way, that bread will toast up. I was originally wanting to do that in the cast iron Dutch oven, because then I could put coals on top, but you're just going to have to toast it from the bottom down, and hopefully at a reasonably slow level. Man, these onions are actually cooking down. Look, they occupy so much less volume than they did originally. I like that. You ever throw ground pepper into the fire to feel? This doesn't make me feel like a wizard, man. But I'm pretty sure I know what you're going for. And I do that with sawdust. I don't use ground pepper, but I'll use sawdust. So sawdust was my... Man, I learned about dust explosions at a young age, and at an age where I was very vulnerable to playing with fire. It was a good time to learn about dust explosions. Some people learn about dust explosions watching anime shows like ReZero and watching Subaru Ultra fail at generating a dust explosion. And other people like me, true enlightened, learned about dust explosions from the History Channel. Fire's cool, I understand the urge to play with. I know I told the story on stream before, but I don't know if you're around for that. But one of my childhood pseudo-inventions, if you will, was a flamethrower that ran on sawdust that used dust explosions as the working principle. And it sounds like a big thing, but it was actually like the most simple thing in the world. It was literally it was a long, like a, let's say 5, no, it was longer than 5. It was like 7 foot. It was a 7-foot pole of aluminum. Could have been conduit for all my kid brain could understand. And then about 2 to 3 feet from one end, I made a cardboard stopper that rested down the pole. Then from that stopper on up, I filled it with sawdust. And then the end of the aluminum pole, I literally just took newspaper and taped it to the outside of the pole. And how the thing worked is I would have it like this. I'd light the newspaper, and then I would swing it in an arc. And then the arc would throw out the sawdust. Well, the centrifugal force would throw out the sawdust, dispersing it into the air. And that's how I made my first flamethrower as a kid. Like that's how high level playing with fire I got. I got to the point where I was building my own flamethrowers, which was good fun. Granted, I gotta say, these onions are actually looking really good. The onions are looking really good. Oh. Ooh. I might be running out of my luck, man. The rain might be here, and here to stay. I built tennis ball. Oh yeah. Oh, did you do the? Did you run them off hairspray, and then use like a barbecue lighter to light them? Out of cans. I like when the blacksmith and I put my lunch in the corner of the forge to get warm. I mean, that's basically what I'm doing with my toasted bread. I had garlic and salt. Okay. Okay. And they're not sticking, which is really good. Lighter fluid. Ah, lighter fluid. Because I know some people use hairspray for those things. I know lighter fluid's used. Here in the U.S., judging by what you're describing, us U.S. people would call that a potato cannon, where you'll basically like you'll have like you'll have a chamber of probably like 3-inch PVC, then you'll have a U on the end. The U would probably be 2-inch with a barrel also made of 2-inch PVC, and then you have like a screw cap at the end. I was just typing that. But yeah, he is basically essentially describing a potato cannon. And you'll have a screw cap, and the screw cap you unscrew, put your fuel mixture into, and then you'll have like a barbecue lighter at the end of your like 3-inch bottom tube. The barbecue lighter just makes a spark, which ignites the propellant. Propellant burns, it expands, and then it pushes out the potato. Which traditionally that's what potato cannons were used for, because you could just stick a big old potato in a thing of this, and it could just launch potatoes. It was good fun. It was good. It was definitely good, like 90s, early aughts fun. I used to get the big kids to buy me firecrackers. 5-year-olds with firecrackers is not a good mix. That's the type of childhood I had, Mr. Spock. Granted, when things got really yabai as a young lad, it generally took the form of, well, one of the more dangerous games that me and my cousins came up with as kids who were on essentially a farm and being very bored. Hi, Ash. Hello. Nice to meet you. Also, I'm really thinking about it. I should stir this. Or turn it 180 degrees for even heating. Ugh. Okay, back to story. I came up with a game as a young lad called Bottle Rocket Roulette. And what you did is you held the tail end of one of the ends of those bottle rockets, lit it, and then once it lit, you would kind of like rotate your wrist a little bit, and you'll throw it up in the air in a flinging motion to put rotation on it. Now, if you were a smart little kid, you did the rotation like this. So that way, regardless of which direction it would go at, it wouldn't come back. It wouldn't come back straight at you. We had some really good fun with Bottle Rocket Roulette, because if you were fairly skilled at like chucking the bottle rocket, you put it on the spin with an angle, it wouldn't come back at you. But there were definitely some times we would do that. It would light come off, and it would like hit the roof of a nearby shed, and then ping off, and then it would be like, ping, pop. Good fun. Chuck's one of the. Brandon, speaking of woodworking, one of the earliest instances of woodworking amongst me and my cousins was one of my cousins took a piece of wood and he basically stenciled out a handgun, carved it out of the piece of wood, drilled a hole for the barrel, and then drilled a side hole for the fuse. If you're a smart kid, you wouldn't do that. No, if you're a boring kid, you wouldn't do that. How many French did you toss in? I don't think I tossed enough in. Like, I had a good amount, but I don't think I had enough. I mean, here in Freedom Land, the thing is, I'm not close enough. I'm not close enough to France, the country, or to Quebec to have enough French to truly do this dish justice. But I'm making do with what I got, so it may not be ideal, but it'll work out. It'll work out. But yeah, welcome in, Haggle. Hope you're having a good day. I'm currently praying to the weather gods while talking about stories from my younger years. Because right now it's very off and on raining right now. And I mean, I'm under my shade sail. So I have a degree of protection. But if it were to like really rain for a long period of time, I'd be in a rough spot. And I'm not too worried about it. It's just over the past like 5-10 minutes. Is that an Arizona IPA? No. It could be worse. It could be snowing. Honestly, I would take snowing because snowing. But this is a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, so this is actually one of my probably favorite go-to pale ales. Well, it's not with 6 penny rum. I could tell from the green, but yeah, it's quite yummy. Yeah, this is. I mean, for like craft beer at this price point and deliciousness, like this is like really solid. Really solid stuff. Really like it. Whoa! Light mode. Deary. Ooh, look at those onions. Those onions are actually they're actually caramelizing a little bit. I have a lot more cooking to do to really get a good caramelization on them, but yeah, they're looking good. I don't like their torpedo though. Yeah, the Sierra Nevada's torpedo can be a little rough. Granted, I genuinely enjoy their Oktoberfest. I really like their Oktoberfest. What do I want to do? Do I want to up the heat? My fire's starting to die down a little bit, so we'll get a little bit more fire going here. And then we'll hook you over. Bring you in a little bit. There we go. Ugh. And pardon me, I gotta stand up for this one. Because I could wait. Ooh, for a second I got scared. Because the end of my fire poker is covered in ash. And I've got my got a little bit of ash here from when I do the Dutch oven stuff here. It blended into the ash and I almost thought I broke it off and I was like, oh no, that's bad. This thing's too new. It's way too new. I haven't had beer for almost a month. I'm having barley withdrawal. Oh no. Well, Mr. Spock, you should probably get that seen too. Barley withdrawal is an absolute terrible affliction to have. We want you to make sure you're taking care of yourself over there. Ugh. Okay. I think I'm going to let these onions cook for about 8 more minutes. Because they're actually starting to caramelize. I'm making a wine from these cherry and almond syrups. Because I'm broke. Funny enough you say that. The issue is with wine you got a long period with wine before you actually like get your goodies. Let's see, we'll do that. We'll hit that button. This button. That button. Oh no, I want this one. Yep. Give me that. Send it out. Then we'll go back to my recipe. Okay. Then, well, I'm gonna drink it fresh. Using 51B yeast. Oh, I don't know. Did I work with 51B? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. Oh, that's the ping. Eventually, at some point, my inbox is going to have my image. Eventually. Oh, there it is. Click. And let's get a download going. There we go. Ordered a beer kit yesterday. I'm late for Holy smokes. Ooh, and black tea for tannins. Oh man, like oh man, you're very late for the game for Xmas beer. Xmas beer is, oh boy. Granted, actually I have a beer I can talk about. Darn it, I'm juggling thoughts right now. That's dangerous. It's dangerous for me to juggle thoughts. Okay. And central. Yeah. There we go. But yeah. So this is my blackberry wine I made earlier this year. And today I racked it from my first secondary fermentation to my next secondary fermentation. So this is going to sit in the next fermentation, and it's going to sit in this next carboy for till April is the game plan for it. But that was my alcohol making activity for, well, alcohol making chore for this evening. Was racking blackberry wine. Did you taste some? So, what I basically do for stuff like this is I will let myself, like the dredges, after I do the racking, I'll pour that into a separate container, let it settle out, and then I'll sip a little bit of the dredges. I did do a taste test of that, and I gotta say, fairly good. Fairly good. I am definitely looking forward to the finished product. I mean, the color's a lot better from the first time I made blackberry wine, but the color better be good, because I threw over 30 pounds of blackberries at this batch. So I was really generous with the amount of blackberries I used, so I'm sure it'll turn out pretty good. Mangrove Jack's Australian Series Gold Lager Beer Kit. Ooh! I like Mangrove Jack's cider yeast. Oh, wow. Actually, funny enough, when I asked my home brew shop, like, hey, like, do you recommend a cider yeast? Honestly, they looked at me and were like, hey, an English ale yeast is generally what we do. But speaking of Christmas beer, here was the beer I was drinking earlier. This was Sam Adams Winter White Ale. This is actually a new product from them, and I gotta say, it's not bad. It's not bad. It wasn't 100% what I was expecting out of this, simply because I really, really, really want something that is like Bell's Winter White Wheat that I can actually get my hands on. Because, like, all last winter, I kept my eyes peeled for the Bell's Winter White. Couldn't find it. Saw this at the Kroger. and it is a winter white ale, but it's also spiced with cinnamon and nutmeg. So it's kind of like a Christmas ale yeast. It's like a light Christmas beer, which I gotta say, it was good. It was good. It's not the Belgian winter white ale that I truly desire, but you know what? I'm a home brewer. I can make my own dang beer, which I think that's what it's going to come down to. At least as far as my journey to get a nice proper winter white ale. Okay. We are doing really good on the onions. Really good on everything. Oh, yeah! I love a good Belgian. Some people don't like heavy. Here's the thing. You can actually... So, I don't have any of their beers with me right now. But one of my local craft breweries did a Belgian blonde ale. So it was basically a blonde ale, but they made it with Belgian yeast, so it had a lot of those like estery, fruity notes. But it was a blonde ale, so it was pretty low on the ABV. And had really good drinkability with a nice body, but like with a lot of these like fruit notes, like absolute killer beer. Absolute killer beer. They have not made it in like 2 years. Which seems to be how the world works. Because if a brewery makes a truly killer beer, they're like, okay, this works. We're going to brew it again some other time. Granted, I also haven't really actually made any like proper wheat ales, so I'm thinking it's probably about time I actually make myself a proper wheat ale at some point. I haven't even made a Hefeweizen, and that's something I should do. I should make a Hefeweizen at some point. Now, granted, I should probably wait until about March for Hefeweizen. Right now, not really super heavy. Right now is not really much of the season for it. Okay. But yeah, onions are doing well. I'm actually missing an ingredient. So I'm going to throw on the BRB screen. I'm going to use the little homesteader's room, and I'll be back with my ingredient, and we should be good to actually keep on keeping on. So, see you here after a few. And I'm back. And I'm back with garlic. And it seems like the rain has once again returned for a brief period of time. As it continues to be on and off for me. Okay. I gotta say, onions are cooking nicely, but my heat might be a little bit low. Sure. Let me reach in with my fire poker. Get a little bit more fuel under there. Because... yeah, oh, back in dark mode. 71B is for young wines. It absorbs tannin, produces isoamine acetate, and softens acid. And the leaves are delicious, like sugar cookie. Okay. You know what? That sounds like a fairly solid thing. And funny enough, my homebrew shop probably has it. Because I will say, that is one thing I absolutely adore with my local homebrew shop is the amount of like selections of ingredients I have. I am so incredibly spoiled for beer making ingredients. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. Okay. We need to... yeah, sure. We'll do you. Sure. This is our next beer. Oktoberfest. Beer from Palmer, Arkin. I picked this up from Costco. Oh, sorry. Funny enough, Costco had a full pallet of this last weekend. Which, Costco having a full pallet of like Oktoberfest beer at this juncture is like basically unheard of. So, of course, I bought myself a big thing of it. Because I dearly love Oktoberfest. I truly love and adore Oktoberfest beer. It is. Ah, okay, so it's a banana melon ester. Ooh, okay. Okay, so that's like something you'll get out of a Hefeweizen yeast then. Very much, yeah, that'll be something very much you'd get out of a Hefeweizen yeast. Now, I will say I have like very low, my experience with wine is like low. Like shucks. I didn't even start buying wine until I started doing these like streams. And then I have to deal with situations where like the recipe is like, hey, you need a dry white wine for this. And I'm like, okay. I'll go to the store and buy a dry white wine. I can do that. I can follow those instructions. Which I think this is actually the white wine I used last time on stream. I think it's fairly alright. It's not a lot of calories, so that's good. Gotta like not having too many calories. I think different disciplines of brewing could really take notes from each other. I mean, that's exceedingly fair. Man. It's cooking, but it's not like cooking a lot. Which, honestly, judging by that amount of heat, there should be a fair amount of heat under that pan. Actually expecting a bit more under that. And then I think for you over here, my toasty bread. will kind of get you a little bit further out of the hot seat. Maybe? Okay. The French would say the lees to wine is like a mother to the baby. Yes. Yes to that, because most of what the lees are is the yeast. And some of the actual, like, I mean, you could really say, like, the lees are what provide the body to the beverage of your choosing. Which is why whenever like today, when I racked my blackberry wine off, I took the lees, swirled them off, and put them into a drinking container, so that way I could try them. And that's how I preview my wines, is I'll actually drink the lees. But yeah. being all sorts of failure this evening. But I think we can move this recipe along. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start throwing in our garlic. I don't think we have fully caramelized onions, because my heat's probably a little bit low, but they've been cooking for a while, so I'm not worried about it. And then for the garlic, honestly, I only believe in one amount of garlic, and that's the yes amount. I've never added garlic to onion soup before? Well, I'm just the guy following a recipe, so that's all I'm doing. So let's get that garlic really well mixed in there. Granted, those onions are definitely... I mean, those onions have broken down immensely. Immensely. Compared to where we were originally at. I don't think they're fully caramelized, because caramelized onions have a brownish note, like a brownish color to them. But it smells good. It smells good, so I think I'm moving in the right direction. Because I've got to do garlic, saute for 2 minutes. And I don't even know if I really have that kind of heat, though. I think I'm going to up the heat as we're moving into big cook times. And then with that, let me grab wood. Here we go! Big wood! Big wood, big flame. Rain, don't you dare rain on my parade. I know that's what you want to do, but I would appreciate it if you would not do that. Because I'm trying to have fun here. It's hard to caramel. Yeah, because it's like a surface area thing. On a restaurant burner, that's... See, that's also another thing with this recipe. This recipe said you could do it in like 30 minutes, and I'm technically working with... I'm working with less onions than the recipe calls for. I am reasonably happy with what I got going here, though. Granted, I may have really turned up the heat a bit too much, though. Because the heat we really cooked up the heat. So I can back you off. We'll do that. And then to even out the heat, we'll pull you in. Yeah, I did see that, and then it... don't worry about it. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, even if you don't fully caramelize the onions perfectly, like, it's still... Like, it's cooked onions. There's cooked onions. We're gonna throw garlic. We're gonna have some bay leaves. We're gonna be using so much beef stock. Like, I'm not worried about it. I am truly not worried about it. It may not be turning out like perfect, but who cares? We're not aiming for perfect. I'm a dang VTuber trying to cook food. See any VTubers out there perfectly cooking food? None of them. None of them. But yeah. Flower time. Flower time. Where's my flower? My flower. Flower. Where's... I had a tablespoon somewhere. There's my tablespoon. My first attempt was mush. Sir Haggle. I think that's where I'm going to end up tonight. That is fully where I'm expecting to end up. The bread and... Oh my god. Bread and cheese are just such heavy lifters, though. Bread and cheese are such amazing heavy lifters. Like, they're incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely wonderful ingredients. Wonderful foods. Like, bread and cheese are just so amazing. We could not have the level of civilization that we have now if it wasn't for bread and cheese. So let's mix that flour in there. And after the flour gets mixed in, granted, the onions have reduced a lot. The onions have reduced tremendously. So we're going to have some really good, intense onion flavor in here. And you know what? Even if I, at the end of the day, mostly end up with onion mush, who cares? Onion mush, bread and cheese. That's going to be a good day. That's going to be a good day. It's going to be delicious food. But my French teacher gave me a pity A. You might just have you start some Indian cuisines. Granted, hey, that is also another excellent genre of food right there. Oh, hey, wind, please don't pick up. Makes me cry every time. I actually do have an Indian cookbook, and I do mean to make more Indian dishes from it, but unfortunately, this is the last Campfire cooking stream of November, and then December rolls around. And guess what's going to happen in December? We enter the best month of the year. We enter the darkest. One of the, well, not necessarily the coldest by any measures, but December is the darkest month of the year. A lot like my heart. Oh, wow. Oh. We're actually starting to get some stickiness. Good. That's actually good. Because that means... And coincidentally, December is my birth month, so it's going to be birthday month for me. So we need a measure of our white wine to deglaze our pan. Sure. Was that the correct amount of white wine? I don't know. But I'm not going to be concerned. I want to try it her one of these days. Huh. I'm pretty sure that's a wine. That sounds like a wine. The wine also carries the flavor of the mush. Yes! Well, the wine also adds tannins to the mush. And here's the thing. I like tannins. Like, I have had acorns. Well, no tannins in the white wine. Ah. I thought the white wines would actually have like a little bit of tannins to them. Really, because like there was like a note board type deal, and I thought there was going to be at least some tannins with the white wine. I know red wine has more tannins to it, but yeah. I've eaten acorns. I've eaten red oak acorns. And that is a lot. Boy, oh boy. You want to learn what tannins taste like near pure undiluted tannins. Eat some acorns. Specifically from a red oak. Red oak acorns. Did you wash the tannins off the acorns? Dad's old chop. No. I'm a VTuber. I have to go for the automatic fail route. Also, washing the tannins off the acorns takes a long time. Now, that also depends on the oak you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a white oak, there's less tannins. So it's a little bit quicker. But if you go with the red oak route, boy oh boy, you're about to find out why squirrels will bury some acorns while they will just eat some of others. Like if a squirrel is just grabbing the acorn off the ground and going nom 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 nom, congratulations, you know that squirrel's eating a white oak acorn. If a squirrel grabs an acorn and is like, oh, I'm burying this crap, that's a red oak acorn. And I will say this about red oak acorns. Most intense, bitter experience I've ever had in my entire life with a food. Which it is a food. It's just not a food you just buy at the grocers. Okay. It's stock time. This is technically broth, but broth and stock are the same things, right? Right. I'm sure. Well, so the thing is, the recipe calls for 6 cups of beef broth stock, and 1 container is 4 servings. Well, 4 cups. So I have half a cup in that earlier container, and then this is a full cup here. So we're going to really be doing ourselves a really good job with having lots of tasty broth. And now with all that wonderful tastiness, we're going to go ahead and give that a nice, good little stir. I'm going to make sure I really scrape that bottom with my wooden spoon. Make sure we don't have anything stick to the bottom of our pan. Well, bucket. And I'm going to turn that. But we also get to add other goodies in addition to our broth. Worcester. How much? Hopefully you say a lot. Huh. It says 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. Sure. That's 1 teaspoon. And then, ooh, bay leaf time. Worcestershire sauce, very French. And then 1 bay leaf. When I was 14, Mom made some beet wine. Beet wine? Oh my goodness. She put it in mason jars and stored them in the basement. My friend came over for the weekend. I said 2 mason jars should do it, but I don't drink the dredges. Oh boy. Beet wine. That's a new one. There we go. Granted, I gotta get. That sounds so fucking good, though. And oh, Australians would be all over that. Yeah, probably. Okay. So, I actually have some thyme here that I grew. And I'm gonna just kind of just try to break the sprig up as much as I can. So that's the first one. Second one. And then I think I have a little bit. I have a third. Here's my third. But yeah. All those little water droplets has been the occasional rain I've been getting. Let's see. Thyme, stir the combined, continue to cook until it reaches simmer, then reduce heat to medium-low, cover it and simmer. Ah, wait, cover and simmer for 10 whole minutes. Oh, man. Okay, well. Let's get you stirred then. I'm not too sure why people buy cups when wide-mouth mason jars are superior in every way. I mean, wide-mouth mason jars are just powerful. Absolutely powerful. And I'm sure it's also a matter of, like, not everyone can use, like, the highest tier of build. Ugh. Alright, what are we doing? Here-ish. We're doing that well. Okay. Man, not too bad. I thought jars were cheaper than cups. I don't know. But yeah, temperature's pretty alright. Even though when they're like 50 cents a piece at Goodwill. Now, granted, the temperature is going up because of the radiant heat of the fire. Granted, are we in the 30s yet? Because that's not going to be super accurate because of the radiant heat of the fire. Oh! Okay. Well, supposedly it's 43 out, which is funny considering it's warmer now than it was when I started stream, because it should be getting colder. Should consistently be getting colder. Okay. Until it was sided over, it's probably still there under the siding. Oh gosh. French onion soup is one of the greatest of all time. Finally managed to catch a live again. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Man, let's see. Here, let's see if I can do this. Man, Gaga. 2168. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're just waiting for a nice little boil. And then I get to put a lid on this. And then I let it simmer for like 10 minutes. So we're really close to that. But yeah, how are things going with you? I hope they're going pretty well. I mean, granted, I can wait forever as long as I got beer. I mean, beer keeps the calories, like the input of calories going. Ooh. Well, I'm using Swiss cheese, and I have once again forgotten an ingredient. Pretty good. Super busy with work. Oh man, I hope work doesn't stay too busy for too long. Beer's liquidation. It's almost rated into you the other night, but your stream ended right when mine did. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. It's just usually when I do usually once I'm hitting about the 3-hour mark, I'm kind of done at that point. Usually, I have done longer streams, but once I start getting over 3 hours, I usually get pretty tired. And I need to drop my heat here, which I'm going to drop the heat by moving that further away. Feel that. Yeah, it's like I get, well, I mean, that's the thing. I'm in my 30s, man. I get tired. Granted, there was one time I did a Stardew stream that, granted, I was kind of meaning to do that as like an endurance stream. And let's see, I streamed for 5 hours. And I was standing up for the entirety of those 5 hours. And one of the first things I did after that stream was sit down, and I was just like, oh man, this is some of the best sitting down I have ever done. Because generally I'm standing up when I stream. Because campfire cooking streams, I usually am sitting down. But generally speaking, when I'm at my other streaming setup, I'm usually standing. Fresh 29 here, we'll experience our 30s together. Well, not really fresh, but 29 regardless. Oh, it's all fine. It's all good. I am, well, actually, I'm about 4 weeks away from being freshly 36, so about to experience that next level up here shortly. So got a little bit of time to wait, but not entirely there just yet. But granted, because December is going to be my birthday month, I'm going to just chuck December full of stuff I want to do. Because the campfire cooking I will do in December, we'll do pizza. Specifically, we'll do a margarita pizza, because first time I did pizza, I did not have this device, this technology. So, since I actually have a proper Dutch oven, I'm old. Hey, you're in somewhat light company. Like, this is kind of one of the reasons why I'm not afraid to be like, hey, I'm a little bit on the old side. My body will evolve to requiring tons of ibuprofen. Ideally, you treat it well enough to not need all that ibuprofen. So, one of the things I have going on with myself right now is I'm on the longest streak of not having a prescribed medicine, and that's kind of one of the big pressures I'm putting on myself to take care of myself. Because if I don't take care of myself, then I have to worry about being prescribed medicine. Because the last time I took a prescribed medicine was when I had to take an antibiotic because I cut my foot on the head of a nail at church camp in what were my high school years. So I was like 18, 17? No, it was 16, 17. Yeah, you only gotta treat it right if you can. Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm a little bit bundled up here, because it's chilly. Which, funny enough, it's actually warmed up versus when I started, which is weird because the sun set. Sunset means it gets cold, but it hasn't gotten cold. But oh well. But yeah, because I'm 35 right now, so I've been 18 years without prescribed medicine. Once I break this streak, it's over. Like, there's no reestablishing this streak. Which I did have a little bit of a concern, because last time I did a physician visit for just a general checkup. Ooh, you're smelling amazing. My physician was like, "Oh, you better get your cholesterol down, or else I'll prescribe you some cholesterol reducing medication." And I'm like, "Oh no, not a prescription." Yeah, like as you get older, like, I mean, and also one of the things is like, as you get older, you need it. But I mean, it's definitely a lot better to be in a world where medicine's available and I have the knowledge, because I can do, because I get like blood work done whenever I give blood and stuff like that. Like here recently, the Red Cross does AC1 testing, and AC1 is like basically your like long-term blood sugar. So if you get tested for that, you can get a really good idea of how your blood sugar's doing. And my AC1 came back at 5%, which is 100% fine. I might be getting a little bit too close to that upper limit, but otherwise, I'm still fairly solidly in the okay territory. And that's my like long-term blood sugar, which, I'm trying to think, did I give blood during Desserttober? I think I gave blood during Desserttober. Yeah, I gave blood during Desserttober. So there might have been a little bit of extra sugar in my bloodstream because I was making so many desserts. Isn't that thing? Granted, Granted, today I actually finished off my last dessert. I have no more leftover desserts. My freezer is empty. It is free. I have freed my freezer from the tyranny of sweets. Until later in December, because one of the things I'm going to be doing in December is we're going to actually be doing some chocolatiering around the fire, where we make various chocolate goodies. I don't need this anymore. I was baking up a storm for thing. Oh, I think it did. Oh, wow. 19 pies. Just one sitting in the fridge now. Dang, that's a lot of pie. And apparently we're now in light mode. And also I did not keep track of when that started boiling. So I'm just gonna let it boil. Granted, at some point I actually have to get cheese, because I left my cheese. I left my cheese in the fridge mistakenly. Oh, I'm sure he doesn't have a pie addiction. I'm sure he just has a lot of friends, or at least I hope that's the case. Now, granted, I keep getting whiffs of smell from you, and you smell amazing. Absolutely amazing. Which, yeah, it just gave out a lot. Yeah, okay. I really hope that's what you were doing with like 19 pies. Like, that's a lot of pie. That's a lot of 13.1415. Pie is anonymous. This is online. Huh, okay. I did bring 9 for the family. Ah, okay. Oh, wow. That's a lot of family. I have a lot of family on my dad's side, but I did Thanksgiving with my sister's husband's friend. Well, no, sister's husband's family. And that was a much smaller gathering, I think. And really, my sister's family, because my sister's family is like 4, a wife, a husband, and a boy and a girl. And then there was husband's mom, husband's sister, and then wife's brother, which is this guy. So there was like 7 of us, which made for a fairly nice, cozy, like, Thanksgiving. Oh yeah. Wait a second. We gotta talk about something. Well, it may not be a whole lot of talking, but I have my priorities when it comes to Thanksgiving. Everyone has their priorities with Thanksgiving. Some people are all about that turkey. Some people zero in on the mashed potatoes. And then there's cultured mac and cheese enjoyers. And then there's also people who enjoy the stuffing. And then there's also the green bean camp. There's so many great foods of Thanksgiving to be enjoyed. This guy, me truly, I'm a cheese and cracker guy. I love cheese and crackers. Cheese and crackers is amazing. I love it. I cannot get enough of it. But yeah, we actually did like the Thanksgiving meal. And then like 2 hours afterwards, it was like, okay, we've had a little bit of time to let the meal settle. It's snack time. And then we busted out the snacks. And there was some deli meats with the cheese and crackers. There was what my family calls puppy chow. Some people call it different things, but it's basically like the Chex cereal, like the little like Chex Square cereal that's covered in chocolate, and then you first cover it in chocolate, and then you cover it in powdered sugar. And my sister's husband's sister made that, and she made it with dark chocolate, so it was not as sweet, which was actually kind of nice because with the powdered sugar, because you have basically a bitter chocolate with powdered sugar, which made for a fairly nice combination. I reasonably enjoyed that. That's actually one of the things my sister's husband does not like when he attends my family's gatherings. Because at my family's gatherings, it is chocolate as far as the eye can see. Because ancestrally, my family's from Bolivia, Germany. And it is like we do white trash, chocolate-covered pretzels, peanut butter balls, which are like the peak candy of candies. Which, by the way, I will be making those during December because I really, 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 really like peanut butter balls, and I will be making them on stream this year. They'll be part of the confectionery night. I'm trying to think what else. Because peanut butter balls and white trash are like the two main things I really like at the family gatherings. We do chocolate mint squares, like there's chocolate covered peanuts. Chocolate covered everything. Chocolate covered everything. Okay. Sure. What we got? Woo-hoo! Ooh, look at that simmer. Look at that soup. That looks like some good soup. You don't want to leave the cover on? Nah, we'll leave it off. We'll leave it off for now. I apologize for that loudness a little bit. Let's give this a good stir. Really nice stir here. Oh my gosh! That smells amazing. Like, with all that beef broth I used on it, it has such a rich aroma. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. This is good food, man. This is really good food. Granted, I have to debate. Okay. Well, you know what? We're really close to the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to throw the BRB screen on, and I'm going to make the... Well, I can kind of use the little homesteaders room, so I'll go ahead and use the little homesteaders room. And I'll grab the cheese, since it seems to be the theme tonight, is I forget ingredients, and I have to go grab them. So I'm going to go Tinkles and grab the remaining ingredients I need, and we'll actually get into enjoying this food. So, be back quickly. Okay, I am back with my final ingredient, Swiss sliced cheese. So, yeah. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this beer. And then after that, we can plate up some soup. That's done. Okay. Where are you? There you are. Hello. Okay. There we go. Nice healthy amount of soup there. Let me just go ahead and give this a stir, make sure there's nothing seeming like it's... Don't want anything sticking to the bottom. And then for you, let's get 2 hands on you. Woohoo! Would you look at that? Oh man. I wish I could showcase that a bit better. But yeah, got some toasted garlicky bread. Ah, Hector got a snack. Good for Hector. So, before we really dig into the soup, I need to figure out this child-proof packaging. Because, well, I'm very young at heart, and being very young at heart means that the child-proof packaging is a struggle. There we go. When in doubt, reach for a knife. Knives are your friend. There we go. Woohoo! Let's see. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at the size of this slice of cheese. That's a slice of cheese right there. Ooh, it smells good too. Now, I like cheese. I like cheese a lot. So, we're gonna be hitting that with 2 slices of cheese. So we got 2 slices of cheese there. Where are some? A spoon. Whoa! Ah. For the last touch, some homebrew. In this case, this is my Oktoberfest beer. So, cheers. Chicken nuggets? Why would we have chicken nuggets here? This is French onion soup with beer. most importantly, with beer. Okay. What am I looking at? Okay, so this is... Oh! So this is, in this pan here, I have toasted garlic bread. It's just because my bread's, like, really small. But, hey, you know what? I bought 2 of these at a local bakery because my supermarket didn't have like fresh French bread. I got 2 loaves. 1 loaf is in this pan. 1 loaf is in my hand. But I got both loaves for $1. A whole $1. Said baguette. I mean, hey. I mean, I was trying to actually get a proper baguette, but you know what? I just didn't have the luck. It's okay if your bread's small, it's how you use it. Yes. Which, how warm is that? Ooh. Oh. That's pretty warm, but you know what? So, here's bread. Got a real nice garlicky toast. It feels crunchy. Smells really good. But one of the fun things you can do with bread like this is you can just like really soak it in your soup, and you get a nice little thing like this. Oh my gosh! Wow! Oh my! That's good. That's really good. Oh man. So, the richness of the beef stock comes through incredibly. So much richness to the beef stock. I now have to like... Ooh, cheesy. Yes. We need to take this to the next level. And we can do so with the power of cheese. With cheese, anything is possible. Oh. My goodness gracious, what? This is a simple dish. This is basically vegetable soup with beef stock and bread with some cheese. And it's really good. This is really good. I am... Wow. This is some fairly good stuff. Damn it, French. Your soup is good. Granted, this isn't the first French soup I've made. Some really good French onion soup would fix it. There's nothing fixing a creature like me, but holy smokes, does this like, and I have to say, like, of all the things I've used in this recipe, the beef stock has, like, this stuff has given this food such an incredible backbone. Such an incredible, rich, well, honestly, rich in umami. Oh, snap. Guys, I'm forgetting things. Oh no, don't do this. Oh no. Don't tell me. It gets a little bit better. give a little credit to the onions and wine. I mean, onions and wine. So, I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, in terms of, like, the richness of the umami, it is all beef stock, but the onions are the foundation of this dish. This dish would not be what it would be without the onions, which, as an individual who dearly loves his onions, I had some. I was fully expecting to enjoy tonight's dish. I was not expecting to enjoy this dish this much. So I'm gonna grab myself another little bit of my breads after I've added a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt to my soup. And we'll try this out. Oh my god. My goodness gracious, like, this is good. This is really good. Like, holy smokes. Yeah, I'm just straight up like a happy camper right now. Like, I mean, like, this is definitely something where all the ingredients really bring something to the table, but also, like, when it comes to the volume of the ingredients used, we're pretty much just dealing with beef stock and onions. I mean, this is just beef stock with onions, well, with a well-rounded seasoning. Worcestershire sauce, bay leaf, thyme, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, all those good things. Like, man. Now, granted, I've mostly been trying this with the bread, so I would like to try it on its own merits. Yeah. You know what? It might be, honestly, a little bit too rich with the beef broth, but boy, oh boy, if you were to do like a half and half mix of beef broth with vegetable broth, it'd be some good stuff. This would be some really good stuff. Let's do a nice little dip session there. My goodness gracious. And that's the thing. Like, a little bit of bread is so, especially a little bit of toasted bread, is such a good accompaniment. Well, oh. Okay. Ah, that doesn't usually happen. Okay. Well, that's somewhat reasonably good timing. So, it looks like my how many ounce out of 3? Ooh, good question. Good question. Let's give it 2.5. Let's give it 2.5. I think 2.5 is very fair. Like, this is really good. It's really good. It's really simple. Part of me almost wants to be like You know, like the French guy goes, "Mwahahahaha." Wait a second. Like, oofs. I honestly don't know. But with a nasal sound. Oh man, I don't know if I can do a good nasal sound, man. But yeah, just a quick heads up. When something's really good, oh man. I don't. What can I do? Because when I usually think of like French culture, I usually think of that episode of Dexter's Laboratory, where Dexter takes a language learning thing and uses it in his sleep, and then only becomes able to say omelette du fromage, and then just achieves incredible success in his life just because he knows that singular French phrase. But yeah, that's the mostly, if you were to ask me what of like French culture and popular media, that's the like first thing that comes to mind. But yeah, my iPhone's on low battery, so model tracking is a luxury right now, which is weird because historically it's been pretty good. But oh yeah, I actually got set up for stream really early, like more than an hour early, so because I had to make the waiting room for tomorrow's stream. So the iPhone's been up for like over 3 hours, so that's probably why it's like, oh no, my battery. Now granted, I could get my tracking back if I just click the button, but that button is very far away. Tembamak. Or Tembamak. Granted, I gotta say, look at that. Look at that bread. That's wonderful. Which, this is also my first time, like, Campfire toasting bread. I gotta say, it's turned out pretty good. Man. But yeah, this is a very oniony beef soup. So, if I were to try this again, I think I would do 2 modifications. Modification 1, I would want to do half and half on the broth. Like I would want to do half beef, half vegetable. Mostly because I want to kind of like tone down the umami of the beef a little bit, because it's rich, and I think it's a little bit too rich. And then the second thing I would want to do is I would want to round out the flavor profile a little bit more. And I would add carrots, because carrots would add a little bit more body to the soup, and it would also kind of help contribute a little bit more sweetness to it. And I think also just onions and carrots go really well together, but I feel like the issue is if I add carrots to this, I get really close to making pata ofu, basically pata soup, which is something I've actually made not once but twice on the channel, so definitely don't want to get into repeat territory. But overall, like, this is really good. There is definitely feels like a little bit lacking. Honestly, I think instead of like Swiss cheese, I probably should have went with like maybe a cheddar cheese. Maybe turnips. I mean, turnips are certainly considerable. I mean, I'm not sure how much I would be in the turnips, but yeah, carrots, turnips, because like it just needs something to like absorb a little bit more of that flavor and a little bit more of the umami and kind of just help balance things a little bit more. But overall, like this is like that might be good or bad. I mean, it can go either way. Like, but as far as like what is in front of me right now, perfectly happy with. Absolutely perfectly happy with. Whew. My goodness, like really the only complaint I have with it is it's a hair bit too rich. It's just a hair bit too rich, which I think adding some other veg, carrot, turnip, radish. Ooh, radish would be good too. Any other solid root vegetable. Maybe some potatoes. I think potatoes might be a little bit too heavy. But any other like good root vegetable, granted, I really think this could benefit with like a little bit of sweetness, which is why I think a carrot would be better. But otherwise, like really good, like really fairly good. I am more than perfectly happy with. Take away its financial portfolio. Sir, Mr. Spot, that was a good joke. And I'd just like to give you your Yamagawa thumbs up of that was a good joke. Oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious. Ugh. But yeah, like, hey, could this use a little bit more? Sure. But you know what? This is the first time I made it. I was a little concerned with the amount of onions I started with, but it cooked down. Everything, for the most part, really turned out alright as far as like following the recipe and such. So, like, I think one of the cool things is you can kind of tell there's a reasonable, healthy. You can kind of see those little like golden globes, especially here on the bottom part of the bowl, and that's the fat. There's like it's a nice little bit of fat, not a lot of fat, but a little bit of fat, which is good. It definitely helps the meal taste a lot better than it would otherwise. Yeah. I'm not really sure how much more I can say about this other than what I've said so far, so I think that's going to wrap up my remarks for tonight's dish, because, well, the unfortunate matter at hand is, one, I have to eat my food, two, I have to get set up for tomorrow's stream. Makes me want to make it. Well, should have included the recipe below. I should have included the recipe below. Let me just double check. Yes, okay, so the recipe is linked down below. So if you want to try it out, by all means try it out. Feel free to add some turnip, a little bit of turnips, radishes, carrots, whatever. I wouldn't say a whole lot, maybe like a cup. Probably at the point where you started like the 10-minute simmer after you caramelize the onions, just to kind of help like absorb a little bit the umami, or maybe just like reduce the amount of beef stock and then go in with a little bit more vegetable stock, because it takes 6 cups of beef stock per recipe. So you could probably do like 3 cups of the beef stock and then 3 cups vegetable stock. I think that would get you a lot more balanced of a dish. But I mean, past all that, like, it's good. It's good. I mean, part of me almost does not wish to say this, but a lot of the French dishes I've tried have turned out fairly good with a, like, ooh, if I made this another time, I could do like one or two things to it and it would be like a little bit better. So, I gotta say, it's good food. It's good food. Especially when an amateur like me makes it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today so that way I can get my food eaten and get ready for next stream, which is in less than 14 hours, because I have to basically break down this setup and then set it all back up in the shop. So, I'd like to say, my name is Suki Yamagata. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is, wherever you're at. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.